Welcome to The Way Home with Laura Smith, the show that brings you wonderful guests, helpful advice, and uplifting stories. The Way Home. Live inspired. Here's your host, Laura Smith.
One of my favorite topics on the planet would probably be kitty cats. Everybody already knows I'm an old cat lady and have been. I have never not had a cat in my life. I won't disclose my age, but let's just say I got my first one when I was 4, and I have never been in a home without a cat ever since. I have 2 right now. One of them actually weighs more than my dog, but they are my little babies, and I love them so much. And so anytime there is something going on that has to do with cats in the community, I love to be a part of it, and I love to hear of it. We have a great not-for-profit here in northern Indiana called the Meow Mission, who I've gotten to know some of the people there. They do wonderful, the work, the TNR, I believe it's called Trap, Neuter, Release, where they get stray cats and they are able to neuter them, but, you know, they go back and onto the streets again, but they don't obviously go on to have many more babies that become strays. However, there is a country in which there are more strays than you could possibly imagine, and therefore was born a new film by Hoang and Grey Hat Films called 25 Cats from Qatar. And I'm so grateful to have you on the show because there's a very exciting event coming up and a showing of this beautiful film. I've only seen the trailer because I'm saving it because I'm going to actually go and watch it in person in Niles this Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And you're going to be there for question and answer all the way from LA. So thank you, Mai, for joining us.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. So great to be on this.
I can't imagine anything more wonderful than a movie about cats and rescue and, being able to then support our local mission. Plus, the wonderful Cat Lady Cafe here in South Bend is also helping to co-present this film, which tickets are only $5, by the way. I kind of wish they were more because all the more money for Meow Mission. They do such tremendous work. But
they will happily take more money at the show. So we're doing some fun things to help raise some money for them, including some prize drawings. We're giving away a year's supply of cat treats from Cat It and some other cool prizes. So there's other ways to give.
Oh, that's wonderful. I just love that. But again, the film is going to take place 25 Cats from Qatar on Tuesday night at the Wonderland Theater in Niles, Michigan. So for those of us in northern Indiana, it's just a quick trip up there, but for a wonderful night at the movies to see this beautiful film. So as I said, I saw the trailer, Mai, and it is, you would think, now how could a film about thousands of cats in the country of Qatar, or how could it possibly be interesting and compelling? Well, it is. It looks like it'll keep you on the edge of your seat. How did it all come about? How are you involved? And what actually happened with all of these 25 cats that made their way across the ocean to the United States?
Well, I made a cat documentary a few years ago called Cat Daddies. It's about men who love their cats. And when I was on tour with that one at film festivals, I went to a cat cafe. I always look for one when I travel. And the owner there, we connected. She came to my screening. So we connected over Cat Daddies. But then later I found out that she was doing international cat rescue by herself, oftentimes in the Middle East. And she's done many, many of these trips over there, picking out cats from other rescuers or from the street that would have no hope otherwise. And I was just astonished. I was confused. Like, why? This sounds really extreme. Why would you go 7,000 miles? And then why do they have to come here to find homes? Did not make sense to me. But then once going over there with her, it makes perfect sense. And so it really takes the whole journey of the movie, which is 95 minutes, to learn all about it, what's going on the other side of the world, and all the complexities of why they're having a cat crisis. We have our own cat crisis here, but it's a little different over there for many reasons. The climate, the fact that most of the population over there is migrant workers. Most of the people living there are not permanent residents, and they're not planning to stay there. So there are no homes. There's no one to adopt these cats.
I see. And tell us the number roughly. Is it possible to even count how many cats are in Qatar?
The latest numbers are saying 3 million. You know, that's not a lot compared to the homeless cats here, but the human population over there is only 3 million, and it's a tiny, tiny country, like just a little dot on the map, right? And
yes.
It's a severe problem because, as you'll see in the film, there's a lot of cultural issues around spaying and neutering. It's taking some time for the practice of TNR to be, accepted, but it is happening. But there is a lot of misconceptions about cats, both there and here.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people don't understand, well, are they feral or are they domestic? Or, are they indoor or are they outdoor? It really depends on the cat.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think a lot of people in other countries, even our own country, they think that, oh, well, the cat can take care of itself outside. They can fend for themselves. They're fine. They're free. They have their freedom, but they don't see what the rescuers see. They don't see the injuries, the suffering, the diseases. Mm-hmm. They're not, most of us aren't seeing what they see, and they are quite overburdened.
I can imagine. How many times, this is a woman in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, correct, that has the cat cafe and rescue?
Yeah, and she's such a great part of the story because she opened a cat cafe despite a lot of skepticism about whether it would work.
Hey,
and it's working.
I am so excited. I think our area, South Bend, is so cat friendly. We have Kitty City, which is a store just completely devoted to all things kitty. And then we have the Cat Lady Cafe, which is co-presenting your film, 25 Cats from Qatar. And the Cat Lady Cafe in South Bend is on East Colfax Avenue in South Bend. And then, of course, all the various rescues that we have. But in this instance, for your film that is going to be playing on Tuesday night at the Wonderland Theater in Niles, Michigan, it is the Meow Mission that is making it their mission to show this film and taking proceeds from ticket sales to help their program, which again is they go so far to help the feral cat population and to try to keep it as manageable as possible. And they do such great other work. They're the volunteers there, and just they're so devoted to kitty cats. And I love that you did a film called Cat Daddies, because you know what? I have so many men friends that are the manliest of men, and they love their cats. It's this myth that it's just for old ladies who are unmarried like me. It's a myth, because cats really, not everybody loves cats, but most people do. And they truly make the most wonderful pets. And some of these cats in the trailer of your film, 25 Cats from Qatar, they're just adorable. I mean, I saw a bald cat. I saw Persian cats. I saw every color and shape and between, and you fall in love with each of them, I would imagine.
I tell people it's called 25 Cats from Qatar, but you're going to see thousands of cats literally in this film, and they're all different. And there's a lot of different breeds. There are a lot of breeding problems in some of these other countries where, they're breeding Persians and they're getting dumped and abandoned out on the street in 120-degree heat.
Oh.
So it's heartbreaking, but there's a lot of different cats, and, it definitely has a message of pro special needs cats. I mean, there's so many cats with special needs too that need so much love. And unfortunately, in the most cultures, they're hardest to get adopted.
Right. They are. I would imagine that getting publicity for this has done probably great things for her business as well. And it's going to help the businesses here too. The Cat Lady Cafe, Meow Mission, other places that are highlighting cats. What it does is it does shine a light on them, and it helps with a compassionate eye. I'm sure that from the trailer, it looks like there's so much love poured into this. Obviously, there's a love of cats. It's a documentary, but at the same time, it's filled with emotion and adorable scenes of kitty cats everywhere. And how you could come out of it and not want to go to your local shelter and adopt. I find it might be very hard. I am like so tempted every day. You know, people online have, kittens that are, they're selling or whatever, or the shelters are always full. And I keep telling my mom, should I get one more? Should I get one more? But it's a commitment. I mean, having a cat is a commitment, and they really are family members.
There's a lot of people, I think, don't realize a lot of these cat cafes actually pull their cats from the shelter and they're adoptable. And it's such a much better environment to find the right match.
Yes.
You definitely want the right cat for you. They're all so different. I think there's a huge misconception that they're all the same and they're independent and aloof or something, but they're all really different. I have 5 cats and they all have very different personalities and quirks and everything. And you really have to spend time and find the right match. Yeah.
Exactly. And have patience with them too. It's not always easy. I mean, I have one cat that will only eat wet food, and it must be 3 or 4 times a day, or she's just going to knock everything off of my counters. So it costs money, right? It's a big investment, but at the end of the day, again, they become your family and they bring so much joy. And yeah, so I highly recommend it. I cannot wait to see your film. So tell us about filming it. So there you went over to Qatar. You said it's 120 degrees on any given day there?
Well, in the summer it's pretty extreme, and it feels like 100% humidity. So it feels like you're walking in your hot yoga studio or something all the time. In fact, when we were there, the cats were mostly in hiding during the day. It is just searing hot. So we actually had to film a lot in the middle of the night. That's when you kind of see them the most. It's still over 100 degrees and unbearable, but at least it's, a little more bearable for them and they'll come out. We also filmed kind of in secret. We didn't really have any permission to be doing this or to be there. And I don't know what that means for the fate of the film about, it ever showing there. We're trying to make something happen. But, it is a very authoritarian environment, and it's not a place where the, rescuers want to be making enemies or criticizing the government in any way. Most of them are expats with, lesser rights. And so we had to kind of do this in secret. But, a lot of people don't even know about what's going on over there. Not even just that country, but that whole region. This is a problem in Dubai. This is Saudi Arabia. This is Egypt.
Yeah.
I'll know Turkey. But, in Turkey, at least they don't have the extreme heat that some of these other places do. So,
right.
So yeah, it was a really difficult filming environment, and we somehow pulled it off. Fingers crossed.
Yes, and I'm sure artistically as well. I mean, you're not just documenting, these day-to-day things, but to make the movie thrilling, exciting, and interesting and artistic along the way. I'm sure that was, is that something from your previous experience with cat daddies? Have you learned how to do that to bring the artistry out while you're filming a documentary?
A little bit, yeah. And I got to outline kind of what I think will happen, and we kind of followed that outline. But of course, there are always surprises. The things you don't expect to happen will happen. But I knew enough stories from Katie, the cat cafe owner who goes over there, to kind of use some of her past experiences, to kind of know kind of like what may happen. if everything goes smoothly. So I've been told by people in the audience that it's a stressful watch. but I promise in the end it's very rewarding, and it's kind of the type of film that I love for people to see in the theater. So I'm so glad you're going to see it with the audience, because by the end, people really want to cheer.
Yes. Oh, I can imagine.
So it's one of those. It does, it does feel, it is a step up. It's a huge step up from my last film. The stakes are higher. There's a lot of memorable people that you meet. They're just unforgettable. Yeah, you just really feel a connection with them. I hope people see a bit of themselves in watching this.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. And for you as a filmmaker, on your trajectory, like what are your career goals? Are you hoping to be a filmmaker for the rest of your life? And this is just a step in the way. And do you have many films going on at once? Tell us a little bit about your career trajectory.
I've already been doing this for a long time already. I'm not really sure. It just seems like I do things and one thing leads to another. And that's kind of what led to this. In fact, this movie, and I'll reveal more at the Q&A after the show, but it actually may lead to another project. I don't know if it's going to be a feature or a short film, but after this movie was made and it got out there, we have some interesting updates about some of the one of the cats in the movie. So there may be some sort of a sequel. See what it becomes, but the story continues and gets even more astonishing and crazy.
Wow.
So I may follow that and see where this leads. But I do think I'm going to be probably involved in, the cat rescue community far longer than filmmaking, for sure. I'm very committed to. I want to see this end. I want this to end in my lifetime. I want this to be more manageable for the rescuers out there who are just drowning.
Right. And you're shining such a light on it. So, bless you for that, because that is, until people become aware of these things, they don't know what they don't know. And so you're shining a light on it. And 25 Cats from Qatar is going to be, people are going to love it. I know looking at the trailer, I know I'm going to love it. Have you submitted your film to film festivals for any types of awards or anything?
Yeah, all over the world. It's going to be at the Heartland International Film Festival in Indianapolis next week. There's 3 shows actually next week. And so that's kind of what helped make this event happen in Niles. It just sort of worked out with my travel schedule. So, yeah, a lot of film festivals coming up, Seattle International. There's, East Coast, West Coast, everywhere.
Great. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Really, you're doing God's work. And for those of us who love cats, or maybe will watch this film and become cat lovers as a result of it, I think you're going to accomplish more of your goals than you realize. And we're just so grateful and lucky that you're going to be here once again. Mai Hoang, who I'm speaking with right now, the filmmaker, producer, director of 25 Cats from Qatar, is going to be in Niles at the Wonderland Theater there. And it's Tuesday night, and tickets are only $5. But if you want to put $50 in the kitty, no pun intended, why not? Because it's going to go towards helping the Meow Mission, a wonderful organization here locally that helps with the TNR program, the Trap, Neuter, and Release, or Return Group, I should say. Founder and President Jody Aker. She is talking about the film highlighting the global struggle for animal welfare, and they just want to make a difference. So they're doing it at the Wonderland Cinema in Niles this Tuesday night, October 14th, 7 p.m. And it's being co-presented by the wonderful The Cat Lady Cafe of South Bend. So we really appreciate that. I think they also have said, don't only come to the movie and buy a ticket, so the money goes to these wonderful the Meow Mission, but also bring some kitty cat food if you have some extra lying around, and donate it, because they are looking for that as well. I have a feeling I'll be coming with a big bag, because my finicky cats are very quickly tell me which ones they like and don't like. And I will end up with boxes of, flavors that they've decided are just not for them. So I would be happy to bring them, because it's all expensive, wonderful cat food. And I know you're going to have some chances there for people to win some prizes, but you are also going to be taking question and answer after the film shows 25 Cats from Qatar. So I look forward to meeting you in person. I know you're in LA right now, but I will see you in Niles, Michigan on Tuesday night. And thank you for your wonderful work. I can't wait to see this film.
Thanks, Laura. I'm excited to meet everyone.
25 Cats from Qatar. Go see it Tuesday night in Niles at the Wonderland Theater. And then if for some reason you can't make it to the film, always see what you can do to donate to our local Meow Mission, the Meow Mission. And go to the Cat Lady Cafe. Tell them how much you appreciate them highlighting this film. Thank you so much. My Hoang, all the best to you and to 25 Cats from Qatar.
You're listening to The Way Home with Laura Smith. Once again, here's Laura.
Well, it seems hard to believe that in 2025, there are still certain carriers and certain phones. You go to areas that seem remote, and yeah, indeed, you're not getting any phone connectivity. Even after all these years, it seems like, something could be done to correct that. Well, apparently there is now. There's a new frontier in connectivity. And we have Gavin G., who is the Senior Director Product Marketing for T-Mobile, and here to tell us all about this fabulous new T satellite. This is exciting stuff. Thank you for joining us, Gavin.
Hi, Laura. It's great to be with you. It is exciting stuff. We're really excited to talk about the launch of our new service called T Satellite. We've been working hard over the last few years to build a new service, working in close partnership with Starlink, where we're bringing together the technology of satellites with the wonderful capabilities of our network to bring a unique connectivity experience for our customers, allowing them to automatically connect on basically any device from the last 4 years in any place that they can see the sky in the United States.
That is incredible, because right now we're basically getting things from cell towers that we've been using probably for years, right?
That's right. That's right. In that, the traditional core networks, terrestrial networks, as we call them, run over towers that are built. And the fun part of that is T-Mobile actually has the most towers in America, with over 82,000 and growing. And so we continue to invest in our core network. But the reality is that there are over 500,000 square miles in the United States that no carrier has access to. That's not just T-Mobile, that's anybody. And so that's a real problem, both for people living their day-to-day lives, but also in emergency situations. And so that's really the power of T-Satellite, is really trying to find a way to end the world of dead zones.
So let's say that you have a phone that is not older than 4 years, and you are with T-Mobile. You get to one of these remote places that normally wouldn't be able to get connectivity. And then what happens in the process? Does your phone just automatically link up with the satellite and there's no disruption?
It sure does. And that's really some of the magic here. In that, one of our goals was to make this really simple for people to use. And so they don't have to worry about, taking a phone out, waving it at the sky, trying to get connectivity. This was all about just going about your day-to-day as normal. And so if you've got an eligible phone, which is like 60 plus phones, and you head out into the wilderness and there's no terrestrial coverage, your phone automatically switches over to the T-Satellite network, and you can continue to send messages to friends and family, to text 911, or receive, importantly, wireless emergency actions alerts.
Very cool. And so what does this mean for pricing? Is it a large, a new premium that you have to tack on to your normal, regular premium to pay every month?
Well, here at T-Mobile, we're all about customer value as well, not only just about the best network. And so for any customer that's on our best network plans that include things like Experience Beyond and Go 5G Next, they get T-Satellite for free. It's included in the bundle. And so, one, that's just a really great incentive to come on over to T-Mobile. But secondly, if people just want to have T-Satellite, they can also choose to buy T-Satellite as a standalone offer, and they can buy that for $10. I would also say that whilst we do have the best network, and we'd encourage our friends over on AT&T and Verizon's networks to come over to T-Mobile, they can also purchase T-Satellite as a standalone subscription for $10 a month as well. As of last week, we are now commercially available, and so anybody on those plans have access to T-Satellite today, or they can come on over and buy a standalone subscription and get the great benefits of T-Satellite right now.
That is really exciting. Congratulations to you. And I think this marks what's going to be kind of a new revolution in connectivity. Thank you so much, Gavin G. What's a good website we can go to and get all the information we're looking for?
It really is exciting. And if folks are interested, please do come over to t-mobile.com or head into one of our fabulous retail stores, and our team can help them.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much, Gavin G., Senior Director, Product Marketing for T-Mobile and the brand new T-Satellite.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you for listening to The Way Home. Each and every one of you are a part of the Way Home family, and we just wish for nothing but great happiness and safety and good health and prosperity, success, everything that you can possibly have to make your life a good one. And we'll see you next time on The Way Home. I'm Laura Smith.
Podcasts by Federated Media.